Now let's get lively.
Follow me hard. I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Oh, don't be scared, homie. I'm not surprised, motherfucker. Grab his dick and twist it.
Oh my god, dude, it's an MMA fight, dude.
You twist that dick. Twist his dick.
Ladies and gentlewomen, it is indeed time for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching along at home. This is the Eggplant Tornado podcast, the fight podcast for the common man. We coming at you live over Zoom, mere moments after AJ makes his comeback. And with me, as always, man, myth, legend, the Griff. How you doing this week, buddy?
Oh, that'd be better if the people helped us help them enjoy themselves by getting behind our platforms, whatever platform they enjoy, except for TikTok. Oh, maybe TikTok, but we're on a different name. It's Eggplant Tornado podcast elsewhere, but then TikTok, it's the Veggie Bake.
That's it, because they don't seem to like any fight-based content, so we'll just talk our inane shit on there.
Yeah.
And rounding out the trio is the prediction wizard himself, and he's knocked a few out this weekend. He's got a couple right. We'll talk about half this week, and we'll talk about half on the Veggie Bake the coming Thursday or something like that. But Froomey, how you doing this week, buddy?
Not too bad, boys. Not too bad. Plotting along, you know.
Bit of an early start.
Oh, really early start.
Absolutely fucking... We just get raw dogged over here, don't we?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Seems like we're either fucking up early as in the morning or waiting around until fucking stupid times in the afternoon. But anyway, what have we got in store for the people this week, Griff?
Believe it or not, you know, can't go wrong with a little believe it or not.
Cannot go wrong.
Done the new way. We'll roll into AJ versus Franklin breakdown that we just seen. Like it's gone off our screens and we've gone right on to Zoom. So, well, we just stayed on Zoom really. And then the UFC 287 preview, which is Izzy versus Pereira. As Joe Rogan would say. And then we'll roll out into a little something that's just sanding our Bernie right now.
What are you sending our Bernie this week?
We'll get into that at the end.
We shall.
You know, we don't want to give away too much. Well, let's just say it turned from an appreciation moment into a sanding. So, you know,
It's been a rough day for him.
no,
We'll leave it at that.
we will leave it at that. We will leave it at that. Froome, you want to lead us away with a little Belieb?
All right, well, fucking not a whole lot of actual fight news really in the boxing world, but there's a few points. John Fury says Tyson should fire Sugar Hill and calls him a traitor after saying the shit that he said in relation to, I believe, the Lawrence Okoli situation.
What did he say to that?
Where he said he wasn't training him at all. He was just in the UK for Lawrence Okoli.
Sounds like a bit of the typical Fury Monday morning marching powder Manchester shenanigans to me.
Yeah, I mean,
Monday.
he's always up to something. Them fucking Furies, mate.
But he even fucking, I bet they even stack their lines in like an M shape and they just...
Do you reckon they just have
nice.
one massive bed in their house and they all just sleep in that?
like the parents from Charlie's Chocolate Factory.
Like Tyson's the king, so he's in the middle.
Oh, God. Do we even have to talk about this shit anymore? Well, there's been some interesting developments in the sense that Team Usyk has come out and said, like, confirmed, like, we were the ones that pulled out of the, like, negotiations. But the best part is the fact that everyone is still really critical of Fury because of it. Like, everyone... Like, I saw an interview with Eddie Hearn this week kind of thing, and somebody asked him, like, who do you think, like, was the problem in the negotiations? And he said, I've done, like, 5 or 6 fights with Usyk and Alexander Krusik, his manager or whatever. He said they're the easiest people to deal with in the boxing world.
They accepted a 70-30 split.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, that's just, like, the lengths they were going to go to get the fight done.
Yeah, and like they were pretty well like locked in negotiations from after Usyk fought AJ. Like it had been like 6 months that they'd been like talking and doing like negotiations sort of for. So like Usyk pulls out last week sometime,
Yeah.
today's the 1st of April. Like, I don't see the steps that would have needed to be taken to get that fight made being achieved in the 7-day span since Team Usyk called the fight off.
No, it definitely wasn't happening. And like I said last week, Team Usyk called the fight off because they would A, sick of Fury's bullshit, and B, knew that the WBA deadline was coming with Daniel Dubois, so they just called it and started those negotiations because Usyk just wants to fight.
How do you reckon they work that out to like start jerking off at the same time?
What did I say?
I don't know.
Daniel,
Sometimes you got to question, like, what did I say that made you say that?
the WBC and Daniel Dubois were coming together. Like, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to know how they get it going.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's too early for your bullshit.
Oh, we'll move into another Fury. Apparently, Fury and KSI are in talk because Jake Paul's taken another direction.
Like KSI's fighting some fountain guy soon or something. I don't know his name.
Fournier, which sounds like a French word for fuck.
I hate the French, and so I'm pretty much not going to be about that guy. It also sounds like a shitty flower.
I'm also just sick of KSI fighting shitty competition and then being like, Jake Paul, fight me. Like, no. Who fucking cares anymore?
Like, I think
Shut up.
I think this guy that he's fighting this time around is like some, I don't know, like he's like a professional boxer, but he's not like anywhere in any rankings or anything.
Yeah, that's like the whole
Okay.
thing. The whole thing's like he's fighting a professional boxer this time, but like,
I've never heard of him.
No, I haven't either, but
no.
like I think that's like the point of it. Because like where you had Jake Paul fighting like every fucking retired MMA fighter he could find that still wanted a paycheck. And you've got KSI who's fought, I suppose, like a couple of social media people.
Yeah.
And then now he's fighting like someone that no one's really ever heard of, just like, I don't know, I suppose any like good young professional coming out of the amateurs would be doing.
Any good young up and comer?
Yeah, like he's not just like trying to fight any cunt that will take the paycheck.
Yeah, he's actually trying to make like somewhat of an actual name for when if he does move into like boxing full time.
Well, see, that's apparently why the whole, like, the reason that he's looking towards his Fury fight is apparently because talks between him and Paul's team have broken down. Because it looks like Paul's actually trying to go more of a legitimate route with the fact that, like, he fought somebody who's been ranked now, kind of thing. So he probably sees it as an avenue to get himself into the rankings if he fights somebody else, maybe.
Yeah, I reckon he'll probably chase that rematch, and if he can't get that, he'll try fight another boxer. There's no point in going backwards.
Was there a rematch clause?
Yeah, I feel like there was in Paul's favor, wasn't it?
I think so,
Mm.
yeah. I believe so.
So maybe we are going to have to see that again.
Fury reckons his next fight's going to be someone bigger than Paul, but maybe KSI. I don't know. I don't think KSI is bigger.
Potentially in the UK.
I reckon they're both packing the same amount of heat. Is what I'm saying.
Like KSI might have a little bit more because of this prime. It's going like crazy everywhere. But that'd be the only thing. Like, 'cause, like the kids come home wanting fucking. Can you get me prime?
Have you tried it yet?
No. Well, I've heard it's fucking terrible though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't
most
heard.
people I've seen talk about it say that it's pretty fucking bad.
Haven't heard good things. What else should we roll on to? Eubank versus Ben could be back on in June in Saudi Arabia. And Eddie Hearn did say on that DAZN broadcast earlier, Conor Ben will be back in action in June.
I'd like to see that fight.
It's very interesting. There's some weird shit happening around this. So, like, it's happening in Saudi Arabia, but apparently the BBBOC is still trying to block the fight happening,
Yeah.
even though it's completely out of their jurisdiction.
I mean, good luck to them. Like, what can they
Like
do
a-
if it's out of like their shit?
I don't know.
The Eubank that fought on one of the cards today, was that his relation
Harlem.
to Chris?
Yeah. It's his brother.
Okay.
There was a few of them. Like, there's, like, pretty sure all of the sons fight. There's Harlem, there's Chris, and then there was Sebastian, but he's the one that died a couple of years ago.
How did he
He had
die?
like I think he had like a medical episode or something while he was swimming and drowned.
What was he watching?
What do you mean? Oh, fucking hell. I just need to put a post-it note in front of me. Just don't bring up death. Oh, and it's been 3 years. We're following the rules of South Park.
Well, I'm just saying it must have been a good episode.
Moving on. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh,
we were
Eubank versus
talking about-
Ben.
Yeah.
It's really up in the air at the moment. So, like, yeah, you said Eddie said that during the week, but then I also saw an interview with him. Oh, you said he said that on the broadcast, but I saw an interview with him during the week because a lot of people were saying like, oh, it's like pretty much guaranteed to happen June 3rd, and it's like 90% over the line kind of thing. And he just said to whoever asked him about it, he's like, we're talking about it. He's like, it's not anywhere close to being over the line.
So it's just
Right.
in the works.
Yeah, that's it. It looks like it's just in the works at the moment. Because as far as I knew, Eubank was looking for a rematch with Liam Smith.
Yeah, he was chasing that at first. And then there was like, he was like appealing it and stuff. Whatever happened with that?
I don't know. It all just went quiet.
I feel like there's no doubt Smith would take that rematch though,
Payday.
for sure.
No, 100%. He knows he can win.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's still the possibility of him losing, but he definitely knows he can win.
Yeah, if he clips him. Like the Eubanks Ben fight's just exciting now. It's because it's like, oh, Ben can put this motherfucker out. Like,
yeah, 100%.
like in brutal fashion too. Like,
Ben's
Ben
got
cracks,
a little more
man.
crack than Liam Smith, that's for sure.
yeah, and Ben's fast. Like, he's like quick.
For sure. Well, I suppose while we're on the topic of speaking of people that could potentially knock out Eubank, Triple G could be considering retirement.
Nice little,
Yes.
nice little retirement fight
So,
for him.
according to, I'm not sure whether it was Golden Boy or whether it was Jamie Mongoya's coaches, they were looking at Triple G for a fight, and then they said like anything that they were hearing coming out of Triple G Promotions, which is his like management or whatever the fuck it is, said that he's not looking at fighting anymore because he relinquished one of his titles in order to not fight Zarafa. Not in the sense that he was like, oh, he's running from Zarafa, but he relinquished the IBF because he just didn't want to deal with their bullshit of like, oh, mandatory this and you've got to purse bid here and fucking fly to Australia and fight this cunt. So I think he's just like, fuck it. Like, I don't need it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah,
he has achieved a lot in his career.
dude, yeah, it's 100%. Like, it's not taking anything away from him. Anybody that says, like, oh, he's trying to avoid it, it's like, you realize that he would murder Michael Zarafa in 45 seconds if he wanted to, right?
Well, if Jeff Horn stopped Zarafa, just imagine what Triple G is
Yes.
going to do to him. Even an older Triple G is going to fucking do work.
Even a 50-year-old Triple G, I still give Zarafa maybe 3.5 rounds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's not running from that fight. Like I said, he's just too old to deal with the mandatory bullshit that kind of a organization puts on him. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Those Canelo fights definitely would have taken a lot out of him, and he's definitely lost a step over the last couple of years. But
We haven't
it
even
might just
spoke about like the gay war that he went through
yes, the gay war.
every fucking time.
Anyway, well, all right. Joke, but also solid point in the sense that Triple G hasn't had the best defensive style his entire career. He's literally just ate punches and walked people down.
Yeah.
So, that maybe does take a toll on you after a while, regardless of how good your chin is.
Yeah, for sure.
Like-
Like with age, like comes like I can't think of the word. Like the wear and tear
You pay-
catches up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you pay for it later. It all starts to catch up with you the older you get.
Yeah,
You do. And maybe maybe it is kind of thing. And yeah, that'd be fucking terrible to see. But I don't know, like I wouldn't be sad if he just said, "Yep, fuck that, I'm calling it a day," kind of thing. But I would also like to see him just murder some cab driver just for one last ride,
Oh yeah, go
and then just
farewell.
fucking yeah, that's it. And that's the thing as well. Like I wouldn't take it away from Triple G just taking an easy touch and just knocking some kind out in 6 rounds and walking off into the sunset.
He could fight a YouTuber and I'd be stoked. I'd be like, let's get it.
Because that's the thing, man. Like he tried to fight everybody. Nobody wanted to fight Triple G.
Bro, there was a time where he was chasing Canelo and Canelo relinquished his belt so he didn't have to fight Triple G. Like, that's how feared he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like waited for like an older Triple G. Hey,
Yeah. Waited
amount of-
like 2 or 3 years, I think it was, and then fought him. Like, it was.
So many people avoided him in his prime, man. He was like, he was the definition of the word boogeyman. Like, no one wanted a piece of that shit. No one still
Fuck.
does.
Yeah, no, he's nearly ready to hang him up.
Yeah.
you don't see too many people
Speaking-
calling him out. Like seriously.
Yeah, not at all. Speaking of people being the boogeyman, in a way has a new fight date locked in.
Fuck, he's on with these segues.
The 25th of
Look at him
July
go.
versus Stephen Fulton.
Well, R.I.P. Stephen. Not going to be a good night for the man, is it?
I don't feel it will be. Like, Inouye's moving up, but I feel it's only like 4 pounds.
4 pounds.
Some shit like that. Which
Fuck
is
all
like,
difference, man.
like 2 kilos. It's not like, even if you do have a hard time like packing on weight, it's not hard to pack that weight on in the time that he's had since his last fight.
All he's doing is not cutting weight. He's staying at his like fight weight,
What he has
camp weight. Sorry.
is pure precision. So even if he doesn't carry like say he loses 5% of his power, 5% of his speed because he moves up those 4 pounds or whatever. The fact that he can still just throw shots where and when he wants them is the game changer.
Just the accuracy.
Exactly, that's it. He doesn't waste a fucking shot, man. He will just sit there and wait and throw his shot and they will land hard and fast.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Fun to watch.
Amazing to watch, man. It's once again, it's going to be in Japan, so it's going to be a hard watch, but
Konnichiwa.
fucking send it our way at a decent time.
Well, it's
We're just
usually
getting-
like Tuesday or something, eh?
Yeah,
Early in the morning.
yeah, something like that. Does the two Maloney brothers? They fight at different weights, right?
Like, it's got to be close, but yeah, I feel like
The
one of them's a
one-
touch bigger.
One is at the weight, in a way, he just left. Bantamweight, I believe it is.
And is one of them at the weight he's at now?
I think so, or maybe the weight class above. I'm about to touch on one of the Maloney brothers though.
Okay, hit us.
You got not sure what one, whichever one doesn't have a belt.
Jason.
He's fighting for the WBO bantamweight title on the 20th of May against, I believe it's Junto Nakatani.
Is he fighting on the Loma card?
Yes, I was just about to say, I think that's going to be, from what I've like read, I'm not sure how like locked in it is, but that could be the co-main for Haney versus Loma. on
I'm
the
assuming it would
20th of
be.
Ma- on
Surely.
the 20th of May. Well, yeah, Maloney's with Top Rank, so you would assume, and then Haney and Loma are both promoted by Top Rank at the moment, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So it would make sense to put that on that card.
So who's
It
Maloney?
might actually be good for Bob Arum. He'll actually have a decently stacked card.
Yeah, that's true. Who's Maloney fighting?
I think it's a Japanese fellow.
Yeah, it was definitely
Junto-
Japanese.
Junto Nakatani.
Yep, that's a Japanese fella, if I've ever heard one.
Yeah.
Oh, Nakatani
So-
for sure.
But like from what I can see here, it says Donato. Like Nakatani, Andrew Maloney, WBO title fight to land on Haney Loma undercard.
Dope.
And a lot of the time they'll call him Naka for short.
Knackers.
I agree he'd get knackers 100%.
Yeah.
Doing knackers.
Which is fine. You know, he
But
probably
yeah, so
loves it.
Like, so really, when you look at like the next few weeks of boxing, it's pretty fucking
Oh,
stacked.
it's huge. Like
Next few weeks
Like-
of everything's pretty fucking stacked,
Yeah.
man.
Like,
oh,
I would, like just looking at boxing because like that's like the last note I've got. That you've got like what Davis versus fucking.
That's That's just over 2 weeks away.
So I think that's 3 weeks from today, or like the third Sunday from
Mhm.
today. Is that fight, and then 2 weeks later you got Canelo versus Ryder. A week later, what was it? Katie Taylor versus
Chantel Cameron.
Chantel Cameron.
That's also on May 20th.
Yeah, like then a week after that, fucking Lara versus Wood too.
I'm excited for that fight.
Like-
Eh? Can Wood like keep his distance and just outbox him?
It's a good run of fights coming
Oh
up.
man,
Yeah, 100%.
dope.
So I'll flick from there over into some MMA news or MMA stuff I've seen through the week. Sergey Pavlovich versus Curtis Blades apparently for April 22.
Yeah, you see Sergio just beating him pretty easy. I feel Curtis Blades maybe on his way out a bit. Been
And
in,
Pavlovich just has such an arsenal of like wrestling and fucking striking and stuff like that.
he's got an ass on him, all right. I feel like Blades is like a wrestler. Like he's like wrestler based. But then that other fella, Pavlo, whatever his name is, he's got like real good submissions and such, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, I feel like it'll be a decent grappling matchup.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah, it might be a fun grappling match to watch.
So speaking of, well, May 6th is going to be a pretty decent day. You got Canelo fighting in the boxing world, and then apparently Sterling versus Cejudo is going to be for the bantamweight title on May 6th.
I'm excited for that fight. It's gonna be good. Apparently they hit Sugar Sean up to be the backup, but he declined it.
Oh yeah,
And then now it's like kind of setting up a O'Malley Sandhagen fight.
I feel like
Okay.
that makes sense off the back
Yeah.
of the last fight.
That's going to be an
Well-
interesting card, man.
Yeah.
We got a Gracie open in the main.
Which one?
Crone Gracie.
Is that UFC or does it say something else?
Featherweight.
above it?
UFC.
Yeah, right.
288.
What does he fight at?
Uh,
Yeah, featherweight, yeah.
Jessica Andrade fighting. And then in the co-main for that, it's Oliveira versus Beneil Dariush.
That's a fun fight, eh?
That is a fun fight.
Yeah, man, my God. So, like, it went from being, like, a little quiet at the start of the year, even news-wise, but now it's just, like, every...
Absolutely fucking ramping up.
Yeah.
You tend to get these, like, it's weird because, like, UFC's been fairly consistent, but you get these, like, ebbs and flows in boxing. Like, we've got sort of everything really, like, up to June, sort of pieced out. Like, everything in May's done kind of shit, and then we're getting a couple of things like Lopez and Taylor, maybe, like Eubank and Ben, stuff like that happening around then. And then that will sort of have that little period of everything backing off, and then once September hits, it'll start rolling around again for those another couple of months. Finish out the year.
Oh whoa! In May, the week after the Sterling Cejudo fight, the 13th, there's a fight night. The main is Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. The co-main is what I don't know.
Where's that?
I'm not sure where it's at.
Because I'm looking at the UFC schedule right here, and
seen-
it's not on it.
I seen a thing for it. Was like a thing yesterday. I think it was MMA Junkie. I think might have had the article out.
Okay.
Unless they're just like looking at it and it's not finalized yet.
Oh, I think I can
Oh.
see the one you're looking at. Yeah, but it's nothing's finalized for it yet.
The co-main apparently Jailton Almeida versus Rosenstrike.
Who's Almeida?
I'm not exactly sure.
I know one
Um,
Almeida and he's like a lighter weight. Sean O'Malley knocked him out, but it's got to be a different one if he's versus Rosenstrike.
Just got on the raw.
Yeah.
And apparently Ian Gary versus Daniel Rodriguez will be on that
Yeah.
card as well.
Our boy, Ian Gary. Versus Bubba. It's going to be a good one.
So I feel
Bubba
like
Ray Dudley.
Yeah,
I
that's
feel like that's
Rodriguez.
I feel like that's a pretty stacked fight, like for a fight night card. Got some like decent fights on it.
Oh, Gary fucking versus Bubba Ray Dudley's fucking, that's a fucking crowd pleaser right there.
Get the table.
Yeah, you're going to imagine Devon's going to be there. It's gonna be-
Spike.
yeah, Spike might get thrown over the cage. It's going to be a spectacle.
What else do we have? Apparently McGregor versus Chandler they're looking at AT&T Stadium for it, apparently.
Mm,
Holds 80,000.
yeah, it makes sense.
Where is AT&T? Is that in Vegas?
I feel like it is.
I don't know.
AT&T's in Vegas. That only holds 20.
Is it Raiders Stadium or something?
The Raiders Stadium. They built a new Raiders Stadium in Vegas.
Yeah, I think that's where they're looking at having it from what I read.
Wait,
So,
Vegas or LA? No, it's in Vegas. Yeah.
so I feel like that would be a massive event if that happens.
Oh, it'd be fucking huge.
What's this one here? Marab versus Umar Nurmagomedov could be in the work.
Yeah, so I've heard this. Like, I just seen something about this during the week. It's an interesting fight.
Yeah, that Umar dude's pretty good. Is it Umar?
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's one of the Magomedov cousins.
bloody so many of them. Yeah, I'm pretty.
And what we say Marab go all day the other day.
He could
Couple
go.
weeks ago.
He could go all day or all night if he wanted to. There's no stopping the man. Yeah, that's fun. Like, because he's wrestling to like tire the opponent out won't be as effective against like someone that can grapple as good as like a Nurmagomedov can.
Yeah,
be
exactly.
real interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a fun fight though. It's good to see that guy being so active.
Fuck yeah. Apparently, Josh Emmett versus Ilya Topuria for June 17.
Mm.
It's another, like, I don't know, I suppose whoever wins that is sort of looking at title contention at featherweight.
Well, Josh Emmett
It
just
is-
lost the interim title fight.
Yeah, so if Volk beats Rodriguez, there's, like, who else is there at featherweight for him? He's already beat just about everybody else there.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anyone in featherweight really being able to beat Volk.
Me either. That's why I feel like if one of these blokes wins, do they move into title contention once he beats Rodriguez? Like, where does featherweight go from there if Volk doesn't decide to move up to lightweight?
We just see Volk and Holloway fight every day, every time.
But that's like the only option Volk's got really. Like, where does he go outside of Rodriguez after this fight?
Yeah, it's like he just kind of holds the belt and goes between 155 and 145. But I reckon he'll just like end up moving up.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if he beats Rodriguez, does he just move, or does he fight the winner of this fight, or like how do you work out who the fuck Volk fights next?
Yeah, fuck, it's hard, eh? Because yeah, you don't want to see him just fight
Like, as
people
good
that
as a
he's fought.
Holloway, and as good as a Holloway fight is, it's like that's the only real option. And
Yeah,
is if Volk just keeps beating, like the last time Volk just pummeled him, so it's like, is there a need for that fight again? Like, realistically,
yeah, I don't want to see it again after the last one. I feel like that kind of cemented it a bit.
yeah. So like, where does Volk go outside of Rodriguez? I just seen that fight and thought it was like interesting because it's like where does featherweight go outside of where they are now if Volk chooses to stay there?
Yeah, it's kind of held hostage at the moment a bit. Not hostage because he fights actively, sorry, but like there's no one really threatening him.
yeah, there's no one you're looking at the moment and go, oh fuck, Volk could be in trouble here.
No. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens. Like with the featherweight division after. Yeah, because if Rodriguez goes up and beats Volk, obviously it makes it exciting again because then it sets up Holloway being able to get the belt back and.
Yeah, it opens the division right back up again. But then if Volk beats him, where the fuck do they go from there?
Yeah, it's just like at a stalemate for a bit.
Yeah, like until there's someone else that sort of comes through. I feel like Volk's just gonna beat everybody they throw at him at featherweight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
And then the last part here is the BKFC.
The bare knuckle.
Yeah, we've got Perry versus Rockhold and Mendez versus Alvarez as the co-main.
Little UFC
Like-
bare knuckling.
I was about to say, is this just like the UFC card?
Yeah, well, they just have 5 UFC
No.
fighters on the poster.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a Rockhold versus Perry's fun because Rockhold can crack, but Perry can take a shot and also crack, and Rockhold's a bit chinny. So I don't know. I probably see that one being like an early stoppage. Like I see Perry probably knocking him out. What was the other one? Mendez versus Alvarez.
Yeah.
That's a fun fight, man.
I was trying to do it as silently as possible. Oh, fucking hell. I did think that was interesting though. The Mendez versus Alvarez. What weight are they fighting at? Does it say on the flyer there?
It'd be 155, I can imagine. Oh no, because Mendez is bulked up a bit. Maybe they fight like catch weight, like 160.
Well, because what weight classes does like bare knuckle have? Is it like boxing or is it like UFC?
I don't know. To be fair, I've never delved into the weight classes that much.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what their weight classes sort of work out. Like, I don't think there's too many people that actually do it, so I couldn't imagine you could have like weight classes like you do for boxing.
Yeah, you wouldn't
Like they
imagine.
couldn't
So.
be so close. Like I don't think they'd be so close to each other.
I've never seen it. Like I've never actually seen like a weigh-in for it or anything like that.
I don't even know if weigh-ins exist. It's just you tell them
Yeah,
your
maybe
weight
they
when you're
just
going
sorta-
in. You're like, weight around that. Like, yeah, that'll do.
Maybe there is just sort of like a range kind of thing instead of actual like weight classes.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen a
I don't know,
weigh-in
we'll have
either,
to
to
look
be
into
honest.
that. But like you said, that's a banger of a card, and essentially just like here's all the old UFC guys that you like.
Yeah,
Watch them kill each other.
yeah, pretty much.
Washed up guys fighting for the paycheck.
I mean, Perry's had a few fights over there. He'll probably fight for a bare knuckle championship soon.
Yeah, he's like made for that shit, but
Oh, loves it.
absolutely fucking loves it. You can tell.
Yeah, I've never seen a man thrive more in getting bare knuckle punch in the face.
Yeah, he's just an absolute fiend for it. Hey,
Oh, you can't get enough of it.
cannot get enough.
Didn't he just rock up to a fight somewhere with like his missus as like his corner person or some shit?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He was fucking in the
like
in the
during
UFC.
COVID. During COVID, he just rocked there. Like, you got to have someone in your corner. He's like, oh, all right, I'll just take my missus with me there.
Yeah, in the UFC fight. It's just like,
Yeah.
Bro, it'd be the worst. Oh my god, are you okay? Shut up.
I think his missus did relatively well. Like tried to give him some advice here and there. I feel like he won the fight.
Yeah, I think he did. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty wild. Like, everyone's going through COVID and like complaining about how tough it was, and this cunt's just got his missus just to come on, babe, we're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm gonna go smash this dude.
Yeah, you gotta walk me here so it's like legal, okay?
Yeah, and just sit there and keep it down.
I'll come chat to you every 5.
Yeah, check in with you.
I'll come check how you doing.
I don't know. That's exciting though. I wonder who Rothwell's gonna fight. He's
Who?
Ben Rothwell. He's like the He's like the guy right on the bottom of the poster.
Oh, is he like a?
Heavyweight.
Was he like? Yeah, about to say like a white dude, bold, like bold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
yeah,
like
yeah, I know.
it looks like a mixture of like Big Show and Stone Cold. Like legit.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, he's like there'll be a heavyweight fight as well though, which is exciting in bare knuckle.
Yeah, they're always exciting in bare knuckle because it's only ever about 30 seconds long.
Yeah. Someone just gets their face and beaten in.
I was about to say it's either like 30 seconds long or some cunt's just busted up as all fuck.
Fuck yeah. I love it. Is that it for Believe It or Not?
Yeah, mate, that's it for
Yeah.
this installment anyway.
Fucking into a little fucking of the what we witnessed this morning. Who's the Campbell's kid? Not the soup, the fighter.
Oh,
Hatton.
Ricky Hatton's son.
Ricky Hatton's son. Fought. He was pretty early on the card, eh? Like maybe like second fight, third fight.
I think it was second fight on the main card because they did have a before the bell card, as
Yeah.
like they usually do, but I didn't catch any of that this morning.
No, I didn't catch any of that. The first fight I caught was the Hatton fight. I mean, a bit of a mismatch. He kind of got put in there with someone that looked timid to be in there. Got it done with a beautiful liver shot though. That was a nice
that-
shot, man.
That first round?
Yeah, it was like fucking not even a minute in.
Yeah, because I like woke up and put the fight on, and it was that first fight. And I was like, oh, all right. I just like rolled over and sort of like half went back to sleep, and I woke up and like Hatton was walking out, and then I rolled back over. And just said, oh, and I like rolled over, and the other cunt was like on the ground, not really trying to get back up or anything.
He was done, man. He like the first punch Hatton like threw at him, you could tell he was just like, oh my god, I don't want to be here. So I mean, that was a bit of a mismatch, but yeah, I'd like to see him go up in competition. Hatton, I feel like he's got the skill. Like it was a beautiful shot that he landed.
He's had a good couple of fights now too.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I feel like it's time to step up in the competition. Who else do we have on this card? Room, you know a few more of them than I did.
Who was it? Galal Yafai, I think it was.
There's a dude named
the-
Fabio. I know that.
Oh yeah, Fabio Wardley.
Sorry.
Yafai got his one done in 4, I think it was.
Yeah, he got it done pretty early. I think he looked pretty good as well.
Yeah, he was a 2020 Olympic gold medalist.
Where's his tattoo?
I wouldn't have a clue.
Never.
They've all got one, but no doubt.
Yeah, you see it. Any fucking, it's always somewhere.
Like some of them don't even win a medal and they still get it.
Oh, bro, they just went and watched the Olympics and they went and got the fucking tattoo.
I watched it on TV.
Yeah. Yeah.
My uncle went. Sat in the
Yeah, and
stands.
He caught one of these.
Then you had Fabio Wardley in the co-main. I mean, early stoppage, arguably. Like, he rocked Coffee with a couple of good shots, and he wasn't really throwing back, but I don't know. He wasn't really out, I don't think.
Coffee was getting the beans punched out of him.
Copy was a bit weak, was it?
Oh.
That American copy. American copy's never really strong though.
That American
wasn't
it
it?
just wasn't up to scratch.
Wasn't
It
a,
wasn't a strong black or whatever the fuck
You
you
know.
call him.
Put him through the grinder a bit.
Yeah.
A strong black. Hey,
I don't drink coffee, so I don't know.
lacking a bit of reach. Wasn't a long black.
It was definitely getting put through the grinder at the time. That's about all I
did
know.
you say he was? Did you say he was black and a bit of reach, Nettie?
I said he was lacking a bit of reach. He needed a bit more long black about him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, probably not a bad idea. Look, same as the drink, just spelled different.
Enough of us roasting coffee, all right?
Someone's got to roast it, and you know, Fabio was the man for the job. Maybe it was a barista in his.
I was about to say we need to
Time?
change his nickname, Fabio, the barista Wardley.
I mean, he got it done. He got it ground down. Oh, just got it in our cups as quick as possible. Got it out of the. Got us into the main.
The coffee looked over roasted before it got in.
Oh, I mean,
Burnt.
Yeah.
darker than our special jerky we've got brewing over here in the cool rooms. That's the Kobe jerky, baby. I got nothing else to say about it.
Well, then we'll just roll into the main event.
Shall we?
Oh, it's probably best
AJ.
that we do.
AJ v Franklin.
OJ v Franklin. OJ by murder, but he didn't quite get the job done.
I mean, OJ did. AJ didn't.
Yeah, I know. He's trying to chase big numbers. Kept his gloves on after the fight just to be safe. Like, you never know what's going to happen. He might go in the back and have an episode, as you'd say.
Just trying to replicate.
He mentioned that as soon as he got on the mic. He was like, it was a bit of chaos last time I got on the mic, so I'm calm now.
What you mean after he tried to fight, like, his own corner people, the ref, the other corner people?
Like I mentioned at the end of the fight, I think it was purely coincidental, but I found it quite hilarious how he freaked out at the end of the last match and draped a Ukrainian flag around him, and then they pick a towel, which is blue, yellow, and white, and looks like a Ukrainian flag, and go, oh, we'll wipe you off with this, eh?
Yeah, it's a little fucked up.
But anyway.
So you heard it here first. People, Anthony Joshua hates Ukraine. And that's fucked up.
Oh, God. It was a good fight overall.
I mean, yeah.
I think everybody sort of expected AJ to just get the job done and knock him out, but Franklin showed that he's got a fucking chin on him.
He's got a chin already. He ate some shots, but he was always in it. He was always throwing back. I don't know, yeah, it was good to see AJ like look like that good for the distance type thing. Carried because he came in heavy, man, not 255 or something.
Yeah, it's the heaviest he's ever come into a fight.
Maybe he looked good. He didn't look like over bloated or anything.
No.
Yeah, he didn't he always looks muscly, but he didn't look like he did for the Ruiz fight, like the first time around.
Yeah, he carried it well. That jab, man, that jab is brutal, eh? He's nearly snapped that dude's head back behind his legs a few times.
Yeah, he had a good few times there where he was snapping his head back. He rocked Franklin a couple of times, no doubt. But Franklin just, I know he's better than people give him credit for, I suppose. He's good at riding the shot.
Yeah, and just getting back out of the way of shots.
Yeah, he will still get tagged with it, but just before it lands, he'll see it coming and he just starts to roll with the shot and just take that bit of fucking sting off of it.
Yeah. Definitely. Franklin's stock definitely went up. He didn't look great, but I feel like Joshua looked pretty good. But he hung in there, didn't get finished, was thrown back the whole time. Defensively was getting out of the way of some pretty good, what would have been good shots.
He was definitely just surviving in the 11th and 12th.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, what happened after?
I'm not exactly sure.
Little scurry. Little fucking...
Well, AJ sort of patted him on the back of the head, and then Franklin turned around and said something, and then they just sort of clinched up almost, and AJ pushed him all the way back into his corner.
Maybe Franklin turned around and was like, I love Ukraine.
I don't know if anything was said when the bell, the final bell went, but I don't know, AJ reached out and pushed him, as Ned said, in the back of the head or something, and then I don't know, Franklin turned around and ended up in the corner, and Franklin's coach shoves at AJ, and AJ looked like he was gonna punch him.
He's a fiery man, isn't he, AJ? You don't want to fuck around with him after a fight these days. He'll throw belts out of the ring. He'll throw you out of the ring. He'll fucking probably light a fucking Ukraine flag on fire eventually.
He's just being real again. This is who he really is.
Yeah, well,
he's just allowing himself to actually portray emotions instead of just bottling everything up.
Yeah, you always said that. I'm not yeah, he's from the rough streets or whatever. So yeah, he's bringing a bit of street out. You can tell.
Well, like I said, he's just being more himself. You could see it all in the press this week. He was actually happy, joking around with people, not sort of sort of like not swearing to like keep his image and stuff like that. Like he's just being who he is instead of refraining and trying to keep like a public character now,
Yeah,
which is
well,
good to see because he allows himself to actually do that shit instead of just like, you know, whereas before Franklin would have said something and he would have just been like, yeah, all right, whatever. Now he actually just grabs the cut, pushes him into the corner, and then nearly punches one of his coaches.
Yeah, he's not fucking around, is he?
No.
but like we said when we were watching the fight, Ned, like he's got a whole heap to lose if he loses, but like he's also got he's got a whole heap to lose, but nothing to lose at the same time.
Yeah.
Like he's already been to the top of the mountain,
Yeah,
lost
exactly.
everything, and then lost everything. Like a loss doesn't damage his career now.
No, that's it.
Like,
Even like the first Usyk loss didn't really damage his career that much, considering what happened with Ruiz. Like he already had that mark on his record. So
and like the greats all have marks on their records,
yeah,
but they all went out pretty well near on top, which is what makes them great.
and they fought the best.
Yeah, like at the time they were available to fight them, they didn't wait them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as I said, everyone, people are going to remember Mayweather's 50-0 record, but he didn't fight anyone near their prime like, Mike Tyson did, Muhammad Ali did. Like, they were all going back and forth when they were all top fucking notch.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not waiting until fighters like got out of their prime to fight them.
Yeah, I'm not waiting for people to start to age and shit.
Yeah. Well, like look at
But
the other
even-
great, and that lifetime's Manny Pacquiao, and he just didn't fight Pacquiao until it was like a bit far gone.
Like arguably, yeah, he was older than Pacquiao kind of thing, but he took way less fucking damage in his career. So like on his odometer, he had way less fucking miles.
They were both like nearly 40. Like,
Yeah. He tries to make that excuse of like, I was older than him. It's like, yeah, but you didn't get punched in the head nearly as many times as Manny Pacquiao did.
You know what I mean? Manny Pacquiao's
like-
Filipino, probably been through
He's-
more struggle.
He's older than him. He's a defensive fighter.
Yeah.
So
And you came from boxing stock. Like Manny Pacquiao grew up fighting on the streets of the Philippines.
yeah, and he waited for, I don't know, many never really slowed, but just waited for him to slow that fraction.
Yeah.
Like he's always been fast, and he still looks fast in like most of his fights, but he's not what he was fucking 10 years ago.
Exactly.
Even when he fought Floyd, like what I can't even remember what year that fight was in, but like that was years ago now. I don't know, he just didn't go near Pacquiao when he should have.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they were
And-
both nearly 40, and that fight dragged out for like 5 years before it actually got made.
And then it's just more to the point. It's like other people aren't sitting there being a fucking narcissist about it for decades afterwards either. Like Mike Tyson is not starting his podcast every week and going, I'm the greatest. I've always been the greatest. No one's ever going to be better than me. Like literally every fucking interview with Floyd is just like, oh, I did this and I did that and I fucking beat this dude and that dude and they say this and they say that. And it's like, just fucking calm down, eh?
Yeah,
Just
'cause
exist for a little while.
I feel like he knows he's not going to be remembered as well as them people.
No,
that
he's
have
not.
that have taken the losses, like like we just spoke about. Like that's why I don't like. I get all the pressures on AJ, but I get the it's not at the same time. Like, what's a loss do?
Mm.
You've already lost.
Exactly. It makes him more dangerous to everybody in that division. And it just makes fights more exciting, to be honest. Because now there's way more likely that they're going to happen.
Yeah, for sure.
Like,
It's
I'd
not
love to
just-
see a Wilder AJ fight now. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be a fun fight, eh?
Yeah,
Because
Wilder
fuck knows Fury's not going to get his shit together.
Wilder should feel like he can get that done.
Yeah, you would assume so.
Like, you've always got to do is land the right hand.
Yeah. I still think AJ gets that done. Just. If he's crafty enough to get out of the way of that.
I think the real winner is us.
I think the real win is the boxing world in that fucking situation. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Someone's going to sleep. 100% someone's going to sleep.
Yeah, that fight doesn't go the distance. Fuck no.
No.
And like, I feel like that's one of them fights too. That like, even if Wilder does knock him out, it's one of them fights you could watch over and over again, because there's that chance that he's gonna fucking get knocked the fuck out too. Like
Yeah, that's it, man.
We've seen him get knocked out by combination punching by Fury.
Mm-hmm.
AJ's hands are faster than that in combination.
AJ hits harder for Fury, for sure.
Yeah, it just makes it like, I don't know, so much more interesting, and you can just watch that fight every day of the week.
100%.
Yeah, it is an exciting fight.
It'd be a fucking great fight.
I feel like that
And I
fight's
mean-
really just dependent on how AJ comes in. Like if AJ
Mm.
comes in a little reckless, it could be bad. But if he comes in and stays composed,
Oh.
work behind his jab, he'd probably outbox Wilder pretty easy.
Well, it's good to see that he's happy with his trainer too. And that, like, not only that, his trainer seems happy with him and that he's in, like, a good actual working situation.
The trainer.
So Derek James only trains, like, AJ, Jamel Charlo, Errol Spence, and one other... Fuck, who's the other guy?
All dark guys, I get what you're saying.
No, it's just he only trains, like, a minimal amount of boxes because he just wants to, like, only work with certain people kind of thing.
I think he wants to be able to like invest time into the people that are actually paying him good money.
Exactly. Yeah, he doesn't just want a giant stable of people that he can't really, like, all give his attention to and stuff like that.
Just a reliable group of blacks. You can't go wrong.
Anyway. It's just good to see him actually excited to get back into training and stuff. And, like, I don't know, like, it's hard to say that he made improvements kind of thing. He definitely, like, going 24 rounds with somebody like Usyk, you make improvements, like, just by osmosis of being in there with somebody who's that good. You make adjustments over those 24 rounds and you become a better boxer because of it.
I don't
Why the fuck
remember
does
his,
it look like my lights are in a disco? What's happening?
I don't remember his jab ever being like so fast and snappy.
No, you're right.
So like, yeah, he's definitely taken things away from the Usyk fight, and he's definitely taken things away from his new coach. He looked good. Like, I can't really like fault how he fought.
Well, like you made the point of Fumi, he didn't duck to the lower man's height tonight. He made the lower man fight to his height, which is something that he needed to do in the Usyk fight.
Yeah, and like I feel like that. Like, yeah, he should have knocked out Franklin, like, no doubt. But like, Franklin's a tricky customer, and like moving forward, them 12 rounds now under Derek James do him the world of good. 'cause-
Exactly. They do him better than a third round knockout against Franklin does because he gets to go, like you said, he gets to go back to James in the corner and understand how James talks to him and like the pressure of a fight like that.
Yeah, like because everything, if he's gonna stay there, everything from now on is, I don't know, one step forward, two steps back, so to speak.
Another thing I noticed is he didn't speak in the corner. Whenever he was with his other trainers before that and then Garcia in the last Usyk fight, he was always talking back and forth with the coach in the corner. He was just sitting there listening to James, which was good.
Yeah, pretty much just going, yep, like
Mhm.
just like actually taking in what was being said to him.
And actually seemed like he was listening to him, like did those things, like made those adjustments and stuff like that. Yeah, obviously you haven't got Alexander Usyk in front of you, like fucking like an absolute fucking just pressure fighter like he is. So you do have the time to make those adjustments, but it's good to see that he can do that
Yeah, he's a tricky customer.
now. Mm-hmm. And like Derek James explained during the week, he wasn't ever gonna take Anthony Joshua and completely change him as a fighter, kind of thing, and work him into the way that he wanted to, or even just like say, "Oh, you have to fight like this because you fight under me now." He said he just sort of is taking his time and figures out like, okay, he does this well and he does that well, so we'll work on this and then we'll add this to it and then we'll add this to it. So that's probably, you would assume that he probably spent most of the camp working on that jab because yeah, it was fucking crisp.
Yeah, it was nice. Snapped Franklin's head back every time. Like, yeah, good speed, good amount of power in it. Yeah, Joshua
Like
Joshua looked good though. Like, few times where I thought he could have maybe got a finish, but Franklin just tough, man.
Tough and crafty in the sense that, like, whenever he did get hit, he would clinch up or,
Yeah.
you know, something like that.
Yeah, he'd work his way out of danger.
So, yeah, didn't really lose that much stock, even though, you know, he fucking lost, like, what, 118 to 10 and 117 to 11. So, probably only got 1 or 2 rounds in there from each of the judges.
Yeah.
But, exactly.
Like
They're not getting knocked out against somebody like AJ.
yeah. Like he might do well against like other heavyweights that like, you know, aren't AJ on the like a AJ resurgence at that.
I'd like to see Franklin fight Wilder.
Like Franklin Ruiz. That'd be fun.
That's also a good fight, yeah.
Like you go that way. Where's Joshua go from here?
He's probably going to fight Dillian White unless this Fury stuff materializes in some
Is that a trilogy
magical
or
fucking
a
way.
second fight? They fought in the amateurs.
Technically a
and then-
trilogy, yeah. So technically a trilogy.
yeah, but they'll just say it's the second because it's their second professional.
Yeah,
Well, hopefully there's like a bit of chaos after the first round again. That'd be dope.
that'd be elite.
Oh, top tier.
Anyway, speaking of rematches, why don't we move on to our UFC 287 preview?
Yeah, who we got? What's on the card?
Um,
There's a couple of names earlier.
let's just go from the bottom of it. We'll start off with Paul Roses Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. That's that
the man, the myth, the lip.
comes out to mate.
I can imagine they're probably going to like give him a bit of a padded record. So you can imagine whoever he's versing isn't going to be too great.
Guy's fighting's 8-1, so
Mm.
not too bad.
Yeah, manageable.
Could
You
have a
know?
worse record, but I imagine he's like once again he's probably not the hardest touch at this point in time.
What's his name?
Christian Rodriguez.
I haven't heard of him.
Yeah, I've never heard of him. We got Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio.
Fucking Kevin Holland making a return after breaking his hand in the Wonder Boy fight.
Yeah, so that's actually a decently quick turnaround. Hey,
I feel like
that
it was
wasn't
just
that
like
long ago.
I feel like it was just like a fracture, but like a bad one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's good to see him back so soon.
Then we got Rob Font versus Adrian Yanez.
I don't know much about Yanez. I don't know. I feel like Font's been around for a long time though, from memory.
Yeah, I feel like he's. Sorry for him. No.
No, didn't say nothing.
Thought someone said something. Hearing things. Been up for far too long. Anyway, we'll go on to the co-main here, which is an interesting fight. We got Burns versus Masvidal.
I mean, I see Burns getting it done pretty convincingly.
I hope Burns gets it done convincingly.
Do you have any news on Masvidal's thing today? The fight thing, boxing. That was today,
I
wasn't it?
assume it's on later. Yeah.
All right. I see Burns getting it done. I don't know. He's good everywhere. Burns, like
I feel like if it ends up on the ground, Burns definitely wins it.
yeah.
Like, I feel like Masvidal has a chance on the feet.
Yeah, Masvidal's
Like-
pretty good on the feet.
Yeah, Burns is a good striker, but like I feel like Masvidal's just that bit more crisp.
Yeah. Works
But
at
if
like
it
leg
goes-
kicks well and shit too.
Yeah, and but if it goes to the ground, I feel you've got to take Burns to outwork him and get him into some form of submission.
Would you think Burns is smart enough to move him into a position like that and like not try and stay on the feet with him?
Well, Neil Magny's like a decent striker, and look what he did to Neil Magny. He just grabbed a hold of him, dragged him pretty much straight to the ground.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Yeah, I
got it finished.
And
Well,
Burns
that's
is
what he
fucking
does.
bulky for that weight. Hey.
Yeah.
He's not as tall as everybody else. Pretty solid. Masvidal seems like I haven't seen him like face to face, but to me, Masvidal would be the longer man for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, Masvidal's got a bit of reach. He's never been like tall for like that weight, but he's always been like long for it.
Yeah, he's got long limbs.
Yeah. Yeah, I see Burns getting it done. I'm gonna say probably by decision.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, I see Burns getting
3-round
him-
fight?
Yeah, that's what makes me think probably decision. I feel like they both need like more time to work.
Yeah, I feel like Masvidal is always a slow starter, isn't he?
I mean,
Apart
not
from
against
when you
Askren.
feel
Fucking bows. Good night, son. Um, I don't think either of them have like that single shot, like completely knockout power. I feel like either Masvidal's just gonna like outpoint him on the feet, or Burns is gonna like work in the ground game. Because like Masvidal's not bad on the ground either.
Nowhere near as good as Burns.
Nah, yeah. But I just don't think he's gonna like get him down and get an easy submission kind of thing. You'll have to like
Work for it.
Oh yeah.
But we'll see how it goes.
What do you reckon about that one for him?
I feel Burns should get it done.
Yeah.
Like, especially Masvidal starting to get on in age as well. Like, it's going to be, I don't know, but I suppose it's also Burns is probably last shot, I suppose, to get up back in the rankings for a title shot potentially again.
Yeah.
Masvidal's
So-
lost 16 fights in the UFC.
Like, he's like
Straight up.
he's like one of the luckiest men alive. Masvidal, in the sense that like he's what's his record?
35 and 16.
Like, that's one lucky motherfucker, bro.
Yeah.
Like, he's lost 16 fights. So he's like, lost 1/3 of the total fights he's had in his career. Roughly, to put it in perspective.
Yeah.
And like, he's got to where he's got off the back of kneeing Askren, who never had a chance with him on the feet anyway.
Yeah. And like punching Leon backstage. He like made a name for himself by just being like a bit of a loose cannon, so to say.
Yeah, and then he beat
Nate.
Nate, and that's it.
Yeah.
Marketability beats talent 90% of the time.
It does, but like that's what I'm saying. Like, he had his career go for that long, fighting in the UFC, doing all the other shit he was doing, fighting all the ways he's been fighting over the years. And off the back of one knee to Askren, he's got to where he's got to and made that amount of money. If he never needed Askren, he never would have got to where he's got to, given
Yeah,
that record.
We
Yeah,
wouldn't
no.
be talking about him right now.
No, yeah, we wouldn't.
Yeah, that's like, he literally like hit the lotto, bro.
Hit jackpot.
Pretty much. Like, if he didn't knee Askren and knock him out like that, he wouldn't fucking.
Yeah, you wouldn't have fucking got the Nate fight.
It's like something
Yeah.
out of an anime, bro. It's like he put a fucking spell on his knee and then hit him and stole the rest of the life force out of his career with that
Yeah, like,
one shot.
imagine if fucking Askren Butt got his head out of the way, got the double leg or whatever, took him down and choked him the fuck out. You never would have heard of Masvidal again.
No, yeah, he would have been washed up.
Like,
Yeah.
That would have been the UFC's way to get rid of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, it's a crazy fucking world.
I feel like,
'Cause that would have been his 15th loss.
yeah.
Because he didn't
Yeah.
lose. He went on a streak after that until Usman KO'd him. No.
Yeah. Well, he lost to Usman.
He lost to
and then
Usman, then Usman
Usman
KO'd
knocked
him.
him the fuck out.
So that would have been his 14th loss in the UFC. 100% they would have got rid of him.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd think so. He's been around there for a while, though.
Yeah,
It's
hopefully they get rid of him after this.
It's just crazy how the tide can turn for someone like that off the back of one thing.
How the cookie crumbles, you reckon?
It's crazy.
Well, that's kind of how the fucking, like, the tides definitely turned for both of the people in the main event after their fucking last fight. So let's move on to that.
It's an exciting one. Israel Adesanya versus Alex Pereira.
Technically their fourth meeting.
Yeah, they had 2 in kickboxing.
Yep.
1 in MMA
Yeah,
so
no.
far.
Around fucking 2 in MMA.
I was going to say
Um,
Pereira's fucking 3-0 so far.
He is.
So
no.
this is just going to be a wrestling match from Izzy.
If you go by points though, like Izzy's well ahead on points. He was winning. He lost the first kickboxing fight by points. He was winning the second kickboxing fight and got knocked out in the last round. And he was winning every round of the UFC, or you'd say 3 rounds of the UFC. and then got finished.
Yeah,
in
he
the
was
fifth.
easily winning on points.
Yeah. So like, if you look at points, he's like outpointing the shit out of Pereira, but just like keeps getting unlucky in the last. Not unlucky, but
Right.
you know what I mean.
This Pereira is so fucking big too, man.
Bro, that guy is fucking huge. I don't understand how he like doesn't look like he's dying on the scales.
Yeah, he
Well,
doesn't look like McGregor. Like McGregor, like looked like a junkie making featherweight.
Yeah.
I did see something during the week of Glover Teixeira saying something like, "Oh, I reckon Pereira could fight at heavyweight," and then everybody turned around straight away and just like, "Oh, so you just want him to get choked out by Jones? Is that it?" Because that's a
Yeah.
30-second fight.
Yeah, Jones ain't fucking around in that fight.
No, 100%. He double legs him, takes him down, does the exact same thing he did to Garn to Pereira, but probably even easier.
Yeah. But the main Izzy.
I
I see Izzy
Izzy's-
working a lot on wrestling.
Yeah, he's done a lot of wrestling in this camp.
was gonna say I feel like I see Izzy coming out on the feet in the first round, getting the read, see what Pereira sort of wants to do. Then the next few rounds probably just take him down, try and out wrestle him, outwork him, and then make a point on the feet late.
See if it's in his if his ego can handle it, or if he just throws the fucking wrestling out the window and goes for the stand up.
I'd love to see him go for the stand up.
I'd like, yeah,
Like I don't know, like he loses the fight, but I feel he doesn't lose any respect in that.
but
Then.
he could still get it done. Like he could beat Pereira,
I was saying Pereira at the end of the first round, man. Pereira was fucking on the stanky leg, like he was nearly out.
bleeding out his
Like
ear
we
and
said,
shit.
like we said when we broke the fight down, if there was 10 more seconds in that first round, we're not having this conversation right now.
No, yeah, you would have
Yeah,
finished. him.
exactly. Like it. I don't know. So like, if you're easy, you got caught, you got knocked out. Like I suppose you still feel comfortable on the feet though.
Yeah, it's a good thing to have like the threat of takedowns to mix in, because like then it goes from a kickboxing fight to every once in a while you just shoot at his legs, and then Pereira's like, "Fuck me dead, I gotta like keep an eye out for that," and then you can wrap the fucking question mark over.
Yeah, I'd like
Works
to
well.
see Izzy maybe sit down on a few fucking calf kicks in this one.
Yeah,
Try and take Pereira's base away. So when he does go to fucking load up on that left hook, it's not.
yeah, it doesn't have that fucking crank in it.
Yeah, he doesn't have that like solid base to fucking throw it from. You got to do something to try and slow Pereira down. In that sense, because you're not gonna slow him down. Just like you're not gonna. But you got to try and find that way to take his power away, because you're not going to take his power away any other way. He's shown that.
Yeah, he showed that he still had the power in the fifth.
Yeah, he's shown it in kickboxing and MMA, and like a kickboxing fight goes for longer than an MMA fight does.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's,
This might
it's
just
hard
be.
to call.
It might be the guy that Izzy just can't beat. Like,
Oh, there's always someone.
yeah, but
no
like,
doubt.
but then again, like, I feel like Izzy's pretty fucking motivated. He's made sure he's got like no distractions throughout this camp and shit. Like he's just locked in.
Yeah, I've heard him say like this is his fucking last shot, really. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, I feel like if Pereira does beat him, Pereira just moves up.
Imagine what that does to Izzy as a fighter. Like, oh fuck, I just can't beat this fucking guy. Like,
But like, I don't know. Everyone's got that one guy they can't fucking beat, I guess. Like,
yeah,
no matter who you are. Like, what? Yeah, you can't beat Pereira, but what? He's going to move up to heavyweight, and fucking Jones is going to strangle him out.
yeah. I still see
Like
him
the-
moving up to light heavy and fighting Jiri. Not Jiri, the other one.
Yeah, I feel like he'll try and probably step up and win three,
Boom,
like
the
belts
triple
in the
belts.
3 different weight classes.
Yeah, he'll go up and try like redeem Glover losing to Hill, and then
Yeah,
he'll go up and get his head choked off by Jones.
yeah. Like, there's no matter where, like, I don't know. If there's no one that's genuinely at Izzy's weight that can beat him. Like, what the fuck does Pereira cut down from?
Oh man, fucking God knows, and how?
Well, see,
Exactly. Like, he's gonna be fucking putting himself through hell to make a fight with Izzy.
This is the other thing that comes into that whole. Like, I've seen interviews with Pereira saying, like, I don't know why he takes this so personally. I just came in here to, like, beat him and then I'm going to leave his division. Like, that's it.
Why did you take that personally? I'm coming here just to beat you, and then I'm going.
Yeah, exactly. Hilarious statement. Anyway,
That's why.
My point is like, Izzy, yeah, can kick the shit out of everybody else in that division, but that's purely because he's a better striker than everybody else. Like, like the fights against Whitaker doesn't go well for Pereira. It definitely doesn't go well if he fights somebody like Chimaev. Chimaev just ragdolls him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Izzy's
Like-
got real good takedown defense. Whereas I don't
Anybody
think
that
Pereira's got that.
has no, not at all. Anybody that has that good wrestling acumen is gonna just fucking destroy Pereira. It was shown, and it's only been a matter of months. You can't learn the reflexes and the strength and gain those muscles that you need to be able to defend against somebody that's been doing that their entire life.
Yeah, no.
So that's 100%. If he beats Izzy, he relinquishes the title and goes up and tries to defend Glover's honor, which he probably does against Jamal Hill.
Yeah,
I
I've
wouldn't
seen
be
him
surprised.
I've seen beating Hill. He's a better striker than Hill.
Yeah. And with him not cutting that weight, like, fuck, he'd be scary with that power.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he'd be putting Hill
Yeah,
to
like-
sleep. He'd be going nuts.
But
even to make fucking light heavyweight, he's still gonna fucking like be cutting some weight.
he's still cutting a bit, yeah. But
But that's like a normal weight cut at the moment. He's like half weight bullying. There's no one genuinely is his weight that could beat him. I don't feel
No.
like Pereira's not genuinely there. Like most blokes are cutting fucking, 15, 20 pounds. He's
cutting
cutting
like 35.
Yeah, he's cutting like nearly 40 pounds to make it down just so he can prove he can beat this long,
Dude, he
skinny.
blows back up to over 200 pounds overnight.
He was like,
210, 212 or some shit the next morning.
I was going to say, it was like a week later and he was at 225.
Uh,
Yeah, that's out of control.
Like, that's
but
like a fucking 30 odd pound weight cut.
there's only so
Fucking
far
ridiculous.
you can go with that.
Yeah, you're gonna start getting like it's gonna start becoming too much after a while.
Oh no, my point is like once he'll go to light heavyweight and he'll dominate, but if he tries to go up to heavyweight, he'll get fucked.
Oh, Johnny Bones
There
is
is-
gonna.
Dude, there's a lot of people that are just big wrestlers at that weight.
Even just strikers, I reckon, like going up to heavyweight and getting hit by someone like Tuivasa, gonna like just change your whole
Dude.
shit.
100%. It's been shown that he doesn't have a chin against somebody like Adesanya. Like
Yeah,
fucking Tuivasa would rock him into another universe.
yeah, it wouldn't be good.
Granted, he's way more technical than somebody like Tuivasa, but Tuivasa would just sit on your fucking chest.
Rakishi.
Would, like, I'm not saying like Tuivasa doesn't like put him out cold, but does Pereira take a shot better not having to cut so much weight?
Yeah, for sure.
Potentially, yeah.
Like, and then if he's got fucking, what, 200 odd, 230 odd pounds behind him, how well are people at heavyweight going to take his fucking shot?
Oh yeah, he's gonna be fucking dangerous.
He's already slow though, and he's gonna lose a lot of speed at his
But no
natural
one-
weight.
But no one at heavyweight's really genuinely that quick.
Jones would be lightning speed compared to him.
I don't know if he's that slow or if he just looked slow against Izzy. Because you got to think.
Yeah, that's
Izzy's-
also hard to say.
Like Izzy is so quick, man.
Well,
So
no, because you look at his even his pad work, man, it looks slow. Like it's very intentional. His shots land, they're very hard. And he always like follows through and throws like stuff like very technically well. But he doesn't throw with speed. I don't know what it is. It's weird. Even watch the way that he knocks out Strickland. It's not like the shot comes out of nowhere. You can see it coming. Strickland didn't.
no.
But it's like I don't
He's-
know how to
he's just-
explain it. It's not
he's
like
got- He's not fast, but he's got great timing.
he's not Tyson, he's Foreman. You get what I mean?
He catches like that shot, that one against Strickland. He caught Strickland as Strickland like stepped in. It was the accuracy of the shot and the power behind it that got him. It wasn't the speed of it.
Yes, it's not a like beating you to the spot. It's more like a I'm going here whether you like it or not kind of thing.
Yeah, you've got to land something well to put his shot off.
Yeah, it's not like he's ever particularly aiming like yeah, he does do precise shots and stuff like that. But my point is like if he's planning to throw a right hook, he's got it in his head, he's going to throw that. whether your arm's there or not is just the difference in between the shot. He'll just try and punch through your guard. Like he's just that big sort of monstrous kind of fucking like that power. Like that's exactly how he just pushed Izzy up against the fence and just started throwing shit at his guard until something got through. He cracked him and then that was it.
Especially them gloves on too.
Yeah, them small
Yeah.
don't help.
Not at all.
Well, how do we see this fight going, lads? How do we see this fight going?
How do you see it going?
I don't know,
How did
do
you see
think-
the last one going?
I said
Everyone was 100% sure that Izzy had this in the bag and then boom, it was over.
I said it last time. It depends on how Izzy comes in. If Izzy comes in and wrestles, he'll take it. But if he comes in and like just tries to do a stand-up fight, like I feel like he loses again.
I'm gonna take Izzy because I don't like being that guy that like supports someone then they lose and it's like no, this guy's gonna smash him again.
No, yeah, I want Izzy to win.
I'm gonna take Izzy to get it done.
I want Izzy to win for sure. I want
And-
him to wrestle a little
Like
bit.
and after the last fight, I don't know. There's no reason to feel like he can't.
No, yeah, you've nearly stopped him in the first.
No, but that's also the thing. Like Izzy still outstruck him most of the fight. He was
Yeah.
still the better technical striker.
If he survived another like 2 minutes, he won the fight. Like
Yeah,
so, like
that's it.
you know, it's fucking shitty position because you want to be like, fuck, I just want to get that back.
There is that. That's the thing. There is that many little caveats in that fight that it's like if the first round went another 10 seconds, it's over. If Izzy survives another 2 minutes, we're not having this conversation because Pereira came up in the UFC and he got beat. Like, there's so many little things that were just changed by that one fucking moment. So, why does that one fucking moment change everything that he's done before? It does exactly like you said. You don't want to be that guy that sits there and says, oh, he got smashed before, so he's going to get smashed again. But I also don't want to be that guy that said, oh, he did all of this before, so he's going to do all of this again. It's so fucking hard to call.
Yeah,
It
but
comes down
then-
to
But
ego.
then at the end of the day, if you go Pereira, you're only picking Pereira because he's done it twice before.
No, exactly. I think it comes down.
Like I'm not saying you are, but like people in general.
It sounded,
No, no, no.
it sounded
If
pretty
they're
direct
picking-
for him.
If they're like, if they're picking Pereira,
Accusations.
like if they're picking Pereira or anyone's picking Pereira, it's because he's been behind twice before and still managed to knock Izzy out.
No, you're completely right. And I am picking Adesanya. I'm not sure exactly how he's going to get it done. But like I said, it comes down to ego. If he comes into the fight with an ego about him, like, oh, I still need to outstrike this guy, then Pereira could still potentially have that chance of getting it done. But if he's smart, uses wrestling, and negates what Pereira's good at, he can get it done quite easily. In
I
fact,
feel like he only needs to make Pereira carry his weight for, on the ground for probably 2-3 of the 5 rounds, and that'll be enough to start to slow Pereira down, especially given the weight cut he makes. Just a whole bunch of factors that go into Pereira making it to that weight.
Even having Pereira like biting on takedowns is going to help Izzy in his striking. It's going to
Yeah,
set so much
exactly.
more things up for Izzy.
and
He
if
just needs
you
to land probably 1 or 2 throughout the first round.
Yeah, just have the threat there.
To always have it in the back of Pereira's mind that fuck, he's actually going to try and take me down.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen any photos of Izzy lately? He looks pretty bulky. Like he's put on like a little bit of extra weight kind of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen
Maybe he's going to
much
try
about
and
him.
cut
I feel like it's
down
good.
from a little bit higher and put on a little bit more, so he's got that actual sort of weight to hold Pereira down.
Yeah.
I feel like it's good as well. Like he's obviously got power in his shots because he fucking rocks everybody and can just about knock them all out. But like, I feel like this probably gives him a bit more. I know it's a bit more confidence if something like that first round happens where he tags him, rocks him, and then throws that hook, and it doesn't quite land where it's meant to.
Yeah.
Like if he was, I don't know, I suppose a bit stronger, and that hook catches Pereira where it did, it still probably does more damage than what it would have done more damage than what it did. It would have actually probably dropped him, and the Hooter still would have went, and Pereira still would have been saved, but he would have probably been a bit more wobbly coming out of that corner for the second round.
Yeah,
Just
you're
helps him
definitely
to-
right.
Just helps him to be able to probably not help him, but sitting down on shots has a bit more power this time around.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
maybe it's a bit of a fucking double-edged sword. He thinks it can either hold him down with his weight a little bit more or just put that little bit of extra power on his shot and fucking get him out of there.
It's probably both.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
exciting.
while you're holding him down, you still want to be able to do damage, or to us fans, it all counts for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck if you get him on the ground and hold him. Yeah, the judge is going to score it in your favor, but we're all going to say you're a fucking bitch.
Yeah, you couldn't
exactly.
get it done unless you did that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he'll cop it
Yeah,
if he just holds him down for 5.
Yeah.
you got to hold him down and fucking ground and pound the fuck out of him. I feel if he does get him down, just to make that statement.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't have followed me to this world, cunt. This ain't for you.
Yeah.
It's my yard.
Yeah, but the big dog.
Yeah, so we can all agree we think Izzy is going to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give him stoppage 4th. Fuck it.
Okay. I think me and Froome both go on decision.
Yeah, probably the better option, but I just don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I feel like he might tire him out this one a bit and then put on the pressure late.
That's what I was also feeling, that if he makes him carry the weight wrestling for a bit, it's able to bust him up, tire him out. Like, because Izzy, even through a hard fight, he's still quick on the feet in the 5th.
Yeah.
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 Like, his hands are still fast, so he'll be able to outdo Pereira after making him carry his weight.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's either a 5th round stoppage to Izzy or it'll go to point.
Fair.
I don't feel like it finishes any earlier.
Which is fair. But yeah. Yeah, I say, yeah, I reckon around the 4th. I don't think Izzy's had someone just like lean on him for like a couple of rounds before, or even have the threat there of like, oh fuck, I've got to try get up. And fucking Izzy doesn't have bad jiu-jitsu either. Like, he fucking nearly wrapped up Gastelum a few times. Like a triangle and fucking, I think 2 triangles potentially.
And you see what like carrying weight in boxing does when someone's just leaning on the other person. Like,
Yeah, it drains
that's
them.
That's draining. Let alone having like being on your back, having to have, however much they weigh in kilo, which would be probably fucking somewhere near 90 odd kilo or whatever, laying all over the top of you.
Yeah, it's a
Fucking
lot of weight to carry and to get off the ground with on your back.
Yes,
Yeah,
not
like-
easy.
Even if he takes you down and you get back up, you still use so much more energy having to fight him to get back up than what he does trying to hold you down.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I'll take Izzy for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Izzy, you heard it. Is he gonna get it done? Ned?
Before we move on to our last segment here, I've got one where we do have one more fight that's actually going to be happening next week. Shakur Stevenson's going to be returning, and I believe he's fighting in his hometown in New Jersey against Shuichiro Yoshino.
Shakur wins. That's fucking...
Yep, not too much to say about that, really. He's just sort of fighting another like easy touch at lightweight kind of thing, but it would be good to see him get it done by knockout instead of just sort of fucking prancing around the ring and fighting like Haney does. It'd be good to see him make a bit of a statement, considering he's doing a bit of drawing at the moment, talking about, oh, fucking Loma should fight me next, and this should happen, and that should happen. And it's like, well, go in and make a statement then.
Yeah, he needs to do that. Like, I was going to say the same thing. Just another easy touch at lightweight to get him settled into the weight, really. But if he's going to start to draw attention at lightweight, he's got to start fucking knocking some cunts out. 'Cause
Exactly.
That's what the top blokes at that weight class do.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Except for Haney.
Be nice to see him come out and open up a bit.
It really would.
Ned, do you want to let the people know where they can find us and whatnot?
I do. They can find us on YouTube, as you're probably watching us right now, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok under the Veggie Bake. And also any of your audio streaming platforms.
That's right, you heard him. Any of the audio streaming platforms.
Any, all, some, I don't know.
We might not be on a couple of them, I don't know.
I don't actually know which ones we're on. We're on a couple of fucking random ones, eh?
I mean,
Fucking any of you Deezer users out there.
there is
fucking
talk to us, fam.
Get at us.
No.
But anyway, we're going to be moving on to a little bit of That Sounds My Bernie. And what's bothering you boys this week?
Oh, well, I mean, we had to switch it up a little bit. We had a Eddie Hearn appreciation moment ready. We're going to slip it in the episode, but then things changed real quick.
Really
You know,
turned to a fucking
there's a bit of
scene,
talk
didn't
that
it?
like the boys were getting the Garcia tank fight, free charge, just on the DAZN subscription. Talk about that happening. We'll just fire it up. We're like, what a fucking guy this man is. Really, he's really like stepping it up from how much he's let us down in the past. And then, I'd say like 20 minutes after we were pretty hyped about it. Just the
An
news.
ad rolls on.
The news comes across that we're getting lied to the whole time. It was fucking, if there's two things I really hate, it's Eddie Hearn fucking my girl and Eddie Hearn lying to me. So, Eddie, if you can just cut that down to one of them, I don't mind which one, but just fucking narrow it down to one of them, please.
Yeah, it was.
Oh Jesus.
It was fucking disappointing, Eddie. I mean, you're not fucking my girl, but
Wouldn't want to be.
you fucking let me down.
Fucking two of our girls, I'd just be out of fucking control.
Fuck yeah, dog.
Stay
cunt.
away from Australia, you lanky fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I mean, it sounds my
it's-
Bernie just how fucking goddamn handsome he is too. Just stop it.
well, it's fucking like we made the point of like why did the UK and Ireland get it free?
UK because Eddie, that's his shit. Loves the Queen. Speaking of the Queen, jerkies on shelves as we speak at every 9/11 you can get your hands on. Sorry, what were we saying?
I don't even know anymore. Just this whole fucking like we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, we have to get a whole other subscription service just to get access to certain fights that should be on DAZN. So it's like it's
yeah.
fucking shit, man. We're paying for a subscription. Don't then turn around and go, oh, excluding from Australia.
Yeah, why do they do that?
This will be
though?
pay-per-view in Australia, but not here. Like, be consistent.
Yeah, why do they do it though? Like, why fuck Australia?
Because it's all to do with rights and stuff that like certain people are contracted to certain things and certain I don't know how all the behind scenes of it works, but it just seems fucking weird that we pay for subscriptions and then you advertise shit on the platform and then all of a sudden it'll like I get targeted ads for fights that are saying like on DAZN exclusively streaming and then you'll look at the fucking fine print and it'll say excluding Australia and New Zealand. Why?
Like New Zealand, I get it, but like why us?
I don't know. We just don't have a fucking. Jesus Christ.
What?
Apparently we don't have like enough of a market for it, even though we have like a former undisputed lightweight champion, a potential of a fucking undisputed middleweight champion.
If we don't have
we
a
don't-
market for it, why give us the app, you dog?
Yeah, exactly.
Look at the no limit cards that have been here recently. They've done well.
Yeah.
So it's not like even the DAZN card that came here. Was that the girl card, like all the women fighting on it?
Yes, it was.
That did well.
I mean, it wasn't a pay-per-view, but
No, what I mean, like there
and like
was
this won't
people
be.
there. Like,
I'm interested to see how much this is actually going to cost on DAZN because you spoke to me about it the other day, Frumy. People in the States are getting fucking slogged for this, all right? So think about this. This should fucking sand everyone's Bernie. In the States, you're paying $60 for Loma and Haney, which is an undisputed lightweight title fight. All the belts on the line. Then you've got Davis versus Garcia for fucking no belts. Just bragging rights. $85.
It's ridiculous.
makes no
It's
sense.
fucking ridiculous. How do you make sense of that?
Did they?
Except for the fact that, like, if you're Al Heyman, tell me that you have no money left without telling me you have no money left. $84 for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it seems
Like,
a bit
yeah,
steep.
that's the thing. Like, people are going to pay it, yeah, because they do want to see this fight. But fucking, it's just exorbitant, man. What the fuck?
What's that for us here then? That's like $100 and something here.
Yeah.
Like 100.
No. It actually works. It ends up working out a little bit less for us somehow. Well, see, the thing is, like, it's $84 over there because it's being done through Showtime.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get it for like $40 over here because it's being done through DAZN. So we'll actually get a decent price point.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, Eddie.
But in America, they just fucking charge whatever they want.
Yeah.
And they make when people like just pay it, bro. Like I'm pretty sure for like I don't know, someone from America let me know if I'm wrong, but I think for like Wilder Fury 3 was something ludicrous like $100 odd.
That's ridiculous, man.
And then they wonder why people in America go out and buy these fire sticks and all this other shit to be able to get hold of streams somewhere online to be able to watch it and not pay the fighter. And they wonder why they're like fucking why their PPV numbers don't do so well. Like drop your fucking price point.
Especially because Showtime generally don't have like big cards either. Hey, they'll be like 3 fights. Is that them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Showtime and ESPN and shit.
Yeah. Well, fuck that.
They do that. But like also you think about it in America, what the fuck do they get paid? Like they don't get paid $40 odd an hour.
No.
Most people are on like somewhere between $10 to $20 an hour from my understanding. Like if you're doing 10-hour days, you're only fucking earning $100, maybe $200 a day.
Yeah, man.
Like you don't exactly have a spare fucking $100 to buy these fights week after week after fucking week.
No, 85 is fucking steep. I'm the lowest paid person at work where we work currently. I get $30 an hour. That's still 3.5 hours work for me. Let alone
Yeah,
someone
like
who
it-
gets paid like $12 an hour. Like you can't justify making that fucking payment at the end of the week.
Yeah, no. Whereas if they drop it to 50, it's a whole lot easier to get a mate to go, bro, come around, we'll fucking get the fight. I'll pay for it. We'll go halves or whatever. Or I'll pay for it. You bring the fucking meat, fucking whatever. We'll have a barbie and like barbecue, whatever. Watch the fight.
Yeah, that's it, man.
Like
And
at
they-
$100, it's hard to fucking do that. You're gonna get like 4 or 5 cunts to want to come around to watch a fight to be able to go, all right, we'll all fucking, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not fucking cheap, especially if you're not earning a good fucking wage.
I'll bring the meat. Ugh.
Seeing you smiling over there, I was like, what the fuck's he gonna say?
Like you can't do that at a price point of $100 odd.
No, fuck no.
Just
Especially for that
just
card
for the pay-per-view.
like that. What? Just because these 2 dudes are on it and they're both like, you know, pretty popular on Instagram, I guess.
Yeah, like you'd probably make more money if you lowered your fucking price point.
Yeah, 100%. I've said it before and I'll say it again.
More.
Arr.
So really, this is just going from a little fucking Sans My Bernie about Eddie to a Sans My Bernie about American promoters on behalf of American fans.
I mean, I've still
Yeah.
got a bit of beef with Eddie being inside my property. Even came home one day and he was parked in the garage. I was like, Eddie, come on, mate, get out of it.
You need to put that no vacancy sign up, Griff.
Yeah, he's fucking up to no good, mate.
Give him the old sneaky Edward, eh?
Old Edward. I call him Eduardo for nothing. Solid out, boys.
Where can they find us, Griff?
Fucking wherever they fucking goddamn look. That's where they can fucking find us.
Can't escape.
No, you can't. So pretty much everywhere that you look. Yeah. I don't know.
Any social media platform, type in the Eggplant Tornado and you'll fucking find it.
Except for TikTok.
Except for TikTok.
If you type in the veggie bake there, you'll find some degree of us.
Not any of this, but
No, you
plenty
won't.
of other shit.
You won't see this. But traders, gentlemen, don't get your dicks in a twist. Bye now.
Fabiano, Zasky Ramos.